Hey everybody, Luke Gordon here, and we do a lot of work at the clinic with clients who have issues with their balance. Either they've had falls in the past or they just have unsteady balance, limited confidence with their balance. And typically we start off with helping them with their balance, prevent falls and things like that. But one of the things that you'll really notice over time with these folks too is that oftentimes they have a lot of issues with neck pain and headaches, as well as that pain like through the tension through the shoulders, neck, base of the skull, mid-back even. And while that may not be their primary reason for coming to see us initially, it's one of those things that we can also help them with. So in today's video, what I want to talk to you about is, first off, why are these people having so many issues with neck pain and headaches? And again, all that tension that can go through the shoulders and back and neck there. So I'm going to tell you about why that is, and then I'm going to give you 3 pieces of advice to help you if you're in this situation. So if you've got poor balance and what I said in the first part of the video makes sense as to why you're having these issues with pain, I'm going to give you 3 pieces of advice to help you fix it as well. So first off, again, let's talk about why do these folks with poor balance end up having higher incidences of neck pain, headaches, shoulder pain, upper back tension, stuff like that. The simple reason for that is because typically if you have poor balance, you're going to end up looking down more often. So say I have poor balance and I'm walking through a room and there's some obstacles here and there. It's not just a nice level surface where I can see everything. I'm going to tend to look down as I'm walking. So I'm watching for obstacles. I don't want to trip on anything because I know that my balance reactions aren't very good, and these little issues can cause me to lose my balance, and maybe I've got that fear in the back of my mind too. So you can understand that like on an indoor setting, outdoor setting, they just watch the ground because they want to know if they're stepping on any uneven surfaces or anything along those lines. So people with balance issues tend to look down a lot. The other thing is that when you have poor balance, as you stand and walk, you'll tend to bend your knees. So you'll bend your knees a little bit. You can't see me in the video, I know, but just kind of bear with me here. You'll bend your knees a little bit. You bend forward at the hips, especially if you're walking with a walker or something like that. So your whole posture starts to go forward. And again, the bent knees, the bent hips, and it's rounding your shoulders and your back and your neck forward. So that all over time, compounded with looking down at the ground more frequently, is going to lead to a lot of tension up through here, to the point where eventually you'll notice, I just have a chronic neck ache. So those are 2 big reasons. The other reason that I think these folks have a lot of issues with neck pain and headaches is because they sit a lot. So if you've got poor balance, you don't feel confident and comfortable being up on your feet all day, you're going to sit more. And when you sit more, you're going to tend to slouch and your shoulders are going to roll forward, your neck's going to come forward, and you're going to get a lot of tension. Especially if you're sitting and let's say you're looking down on your lap and you're reading a book or you're crafting or you're watching a tablet or your phone or something like that. All of those postural changes are going to compound over time, and it's going to cause more issues with neck pain and headaches. So that's one more reason. The last reason I want to mention is that for a lot of people with poor balance, they don't feel comfortable turning their head. So rapid head movements especially will cause them to feel unstable, especially if they have an inner ear issue like vertigo where they actually feel off if they turn their head. They're going to tend to keep their eyes forward and their head forward and locked on a position to help them balance. And so you'll just notice over time that their necks won't be very flexible. They go to turn left, not very far, turn right. Can you extend your head back? Not very much, because again, you avoid these movements with your head and your neck. And so that all leads to, again, all those factors lead to higher rates of neck pain and headaches for folks with balance issues. So I hope that first part makes sense as to why it happens. Very common. Again, if you've got balance issues, there's a good chance you're developing these issues as we speak. So now that we've kind of identified the problem and understand a little bit more about why it's happening, let's talk about 3, really easy, not easy, but 3 solid things that you can do to start getting on top of the neck pain and headaches. The first one might sound kind of obvious, but just bear with me because I think sometimes even obvious things are worth saying. But the first one is really, if you have poor balance and it's causing your neck pain and headaches, do what you can to improve your balance. Again, sounds kind of simple, too oversimplified, but really ultimately, if the balance issue is the cause of your neck pain and headaches, try to start working on your balance. So I won't go into too many details there on this video because I've got a lot of videos on how to test your balance, how to improve your balance. I'll link some of those at the end of this video. So you can check those out if you want to. But again, just overall, if you feel like your balance is contributing to your neck pain and headaches, work on your balance and with an emphasis on, improving the positioning. And that's really the second tip then. So I'm going to do 3 again. So the second one really is to improve your balance, to improve your posture over time. So I already explained how the postural changes are essentially what's causing the neck pain and headaches. So if that makes sense to you, then start working on improving your posture. So you can do that if balance is really a really severe issue. You can do it sitting even. So work on your sitting posture. Make sure you're not slouching. Make sure you're sitting all the way back in your chair, supporting your lower back, which is going to then support your entire spine all the way up through your head and neck. So make sure you're sitting in good posture. You can work on basic sitting postural exercises. Again, sitting up tall, gently squeezing your shoulder blades back, pulling your head back, doing some chin tucks, which are, again, I got videos on that too in terms of how to do postural exercises. But you can start working on those in sitting. And then if you're not that comfortable with your balance in standing, what I would say is start working on those same types of exercises with your hands, like on the kitchen sink or on a sturdy dresser or a countertop. That way you can just start working on that upright balance. So even if you know that for your own safety, you feel better being a little more bent-kneed and bent forward when you walk, because that's what makes you feel safe. When you have a chance, just stand up as tall as you can. Again, put your hands on something stable. Work on pulling your shoulders back, kind of pull your sternum and your chest up towards the sky, and then just work on pulling your head and your neck back too. So just doing those postural exercises is number 2. Just do them safely in sitting or in standing. The third one then is that more than likely, if you've had balance issues for a while, you've had your headaches and neck pain for a while, it's actually going to take on a life of its own. So just fixing your balance and just fixing your posture, while those are very good things to work on, may not completely get rid of your head and neck pain, because again, these muscles have now been tight and the nerves have been, getting pinched for months, if not years on end. So at that point, what I would highly recommend is you get treatment for your head and neck pain by itself. So, if you're getting treatment for your balance, great. You're working on improving that. You're probably going to need some hands-on therapy for your head and neck pain. So as therapists at our clinic here, we do a lot of work with people with headaches and neck pain, shoulder pain. A lot of it's hands-on. So you need someone to stretch your neck for you. You need someone to mobilize your joints, get those joints to move. You need someone to take down all of that muscular tension in these big upper trap muscles, the rhomboids in the back, suboccipital muscles that can cause your headaches at the base of your skull. You actually need someone to get their hands on you and do that work for you. So again, our therapists at Gordon PT specialize in that. Depending on where you're watching this video from, hopefully you can find someone in your area who really does good hands-on work to help you get rid of that pain. Because again, even if you do those first 2 things, which are improving your balance and improving your posture, that's very good. But overall, this pain could have a life of its own, where just doing that won't be enough. So I hope those all make sense. Again, my explanation of how this all comes into being. If you are having balance issues with neck pain and headaches, just know that it's very common, and this is why it's so common. And I always encourage you to get help. There's a lot of information I have online in terms of videos and resources that are great depending on your position. But if you do need someone to help you, reach out to your local physical therapist, reach out to me, leave a comment below the video, and just, get on the way to getting someone that can really help you achieve your goals. So that's the message today. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe before you go, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.